Welcome to Excise and Licenses online training videos. This video will show you how to apply online for a new child care center business license. There are a few steps that need to be taken before you apply online. The first thing you need to do is go to the child care center website to see all required documents for this new application. You'll want to make sure that you have all of those documents and that they're filled out and signed and dated, and that you have them all uploaded to your computer. And then what you'll want to do is, if you haven't already, create a login for Denver's Online Permitting and Licensing Center. And you'll want to make sure that you have a credit or debit card ready. And we accept MasterCard, Visa, and Discover. Or you may also process a payment from a bank account. In order to do that, you would need the routing number, account holder name, and account type. Okay, this is Denver's Permitting and Licensing Center. And like I said before, if you haven't already, you'll want to register for an account. Or if you've already created your account and password, you'll just click on login. And do remember, if you haven't registered for an account yet, you'll want to make sure that you create an account with an email and password that you'll be able to remember for years to come, because all of your online applications will be under this email and password. And I also have another video. If you need help on registering for an account, there's another video that you can follow to help you register for an account. For this example, we'll just say that an email has already been created. So you'll come here and you'll click on email and enter in your email address. And then here you will click and you will add in your password. And then you will click on login. So now this takes you to the main page for Denver's Permitting and Licensing Center. And what you'll want to do is down here where it says Business, Short-Term Rental, and Occupational Licensing, since you're applying brand new, you are going to click on Apply New. And then this page is asking you, what type of license are you applying for? And for Child Care Center, we are going to click here where it says All Other Online Business Licenses, Application Package. You're going to click on that bubble, and then you're going to click on Continue Application. And then here it's just telling you about the type of business licenses that we offer as an application package. And then you will just click on Continue. And then this page is just telling you the information that we are going to ask you in order to create this application for you. We're going to ask you about the licensed establishment, and that's the physical location of your business, the child care center. We're also going to want to know about the entity registration, which is your company name. That's the LLC name or the partnership name or the corporation name. And then we're asking you what type of license you're going to apply for. And for this example, it's going to be a child care center license. And then we're also going to ask for good contact information, because everything that we are going to communicate with you is going to be through the contact information that you provide, which is the email address that was used to create this account. And also we're going to need a good phone number as well. And then we are going to, this is just saying how we're going to create the application, and then what you're going to submit the application, and then you'll make a payment. And so let's just say, let's get started. So you'll click on that. Okay, and the first thing that we are going to ask you about is the physical location of the license. And so where is your child care center going to be? And so you will put in the street address. And then here, if your address is going to be in a suite number or something like that, you're going to answer yes, and then you would put in the suite number. So for this example, we'll say that it's in Department 206. And then once you have this address, you're going to click on search. And then you're going to pick, if it comes up with multiple addresses, you're going to pick the one that is yours. And probably for this example, I'm entering in the address for the web building, and that's 201 West Colfax. And then if you get multiple parcels, always pick the first parcel. And then now you'll just click on select. And then you are going to click on continue application. And also, if you if you remember that you had some documents that you haven't uploaded to your computer and you need to go get those, you can always click on save and resume within 30 days, and you'll be able to save and resume this application. Otherwise, we're going to just click on continue application. Okay, and then now it's going to ask you about your company name. And for this example, we have a lot of different companies listed at that 201 West Colfax address. So for this, you would look in here and see if your company name is here. You are going to click on no, and then you're going to click on continue application. And then now it's going to ask you, what type of license are we going to apply for today? And so you're going to click on add a license. And then for this example, you're going to click on Child Care Center license. And then you're going to click on submit. And then you are going to click on continue application. And then now it's asking you about your company name. It's going to ask you, have you ever completed an entity registration for Denver's Department of Excise and Licenses? And if you haven't applied online for a license with us, your answer is going to be no. If you have applied online for a license and it's under the same company name that you want to apply for Child Care Center, then you are going to apply, you're going to click on yes. But for this example, we're going to say no. And then now it's going to ask you, what is the entity type? What is the company type? And are you for profit? Is it a limited liability, nonprofit, a partnership, or sole proprietor? For this example, we're going to say it's a limited liability company, an LLC. And then you're going to enter in the company name. And so for this example, I'm just going to say Child Care Center. And then you're going to click on continue application. And then here is the main contact. And this is the person that is going to be in charge with the day-to-day operation of the Child Care Center. So we need a good contact information for that person. And we need a good email address, and we need a good phone number. And then you click on continue. And you can see that that was added successfully. If you see that you made a typing error, you can click on edit and go back in and update that information. And then we'll just click on continue application. And then here is the mailing address. And as always, we need a good mailing address. The first line is going to be is it to a person or is it to a company? So we can just put in the mailing address. And if there's a suite or a unit, you could put that in the second address line, and then the city and the state and the zip. And then you click on continue. And then again, you can see that that contact information was added successfully. And then click on continue application. And then here is your optional email. And if you want somebody else to get notified about the license issuance, or if we have questions or we need more information, you can add an optional person onto this email. For this example, we're just going to leave it blank. And then we're going to click on continue application. And then here, you're just going to review all of the information that you've entered in so far. And you want to make sure that all of the information is correct. And otherwise, you're going to have to start everything all over from scratch. So let's make sure everything is correct. And if you need to edit anything, you can click over here on the right on any of those edit buttons, and they will take you back to that section that you need to edit so you can take care of that. Otherwise, we're going to say that everything looks good, and you're going to read the oath of application. And if you agree to the oath, you're going to check that box, and then you're going to click on Create Application Package. All right, and so this is where we're going to start entering in the documents that we need to upload and confirming some more information. So the first thing that we want to do is look here at the Child Care Center license, and we're going to click on Start. And then here it's just saying again, okay, this is the name of the company and it's located at this address. And this field doesn't bring in the unit or suite or apartment number if you had that. So it's just the base street number. And then we'll click on Continue Application. And then here it's asking, are you going to be a nonprofit? And if you are going to be a nonprofit, it will, this tells you the information about what type of documents you need to submit to ask for a nonprofit fee waiver. And then we'll click on Continue Application. And then here it's just asking you some eligibility questions for your child care center. And so you're going to answer all of these questions. And then once you've answered all of those questions, you're going to click on Continue Application. And then here it's asking you how many children are going to be at this child care center. And the application fees and license fees are based off of the number of children. And this is also something that we verify through inspections. So for this example, I'm going to say 9 to 25 children. And then we're going to click on Continue Application. And then this again is just asking you, if you check this box saying that you're asking for a nonprofit organization, we're requesting a fee waiver, that will tell us to ask for those documents to be uploaded. For this example, I'm not going to check that box. I'm just going to continue application. And then here are the statements of understanding for a child care center license. And you'll need to read all of these statements. And if you acknowledge and agree to the terms of these statements to operate a child care center license, you'll just check on the boxes next to those. And then you will continue the application. And again, here's our review page. You're going to review this information again. And if you see that you need to update the number of children, you can edit that and you can go back to that section of the application to update that information. And also if you forgot to click on the fee waiver, you can edit that and go back and ask for that. And then here you're going to read the oath of application again, and then check the box, and then continue application. And then here we are going to complete the company information, and this is, you just click on Start. And then here it's just verifying you again, you are a limited liability company, and the name of your company. And then you're just going to click on Continue Application. And then here we're going to ask if you have any trade names, which is the do business as, or it's the sign that's on your building. It's what do you go by? Maybe something different than your LLC name. And then we'll also want you to upload some of the organizational documents. And again, if you click here, or if you had already looked on the website, we explain what organizational documents are. Something like a certificate of good standing from the state, or articles of incorporation, your operating agreement, something like that. You'll need those organizational documents and you'll upload that. And then we also need the ownership information, and you'll need their name, date of birth, home address, and contact information. And then we'll click on Continue Application. And then here, just for this example, we're going to add a trade name. So you click on that button, and then you click on Submit, and then you continue application. And that trade name will print on your license as well as your company name, the LLC name. And then we ask you, does anyone own 10% or more of the license? And for this example, I'm going to say yes. And we're going to add an owner. And then we'll enter in that information and the date of birth of that owner. And then you'll click on and say what their position is. For this example, I'm just going to say owner. And then again, you need a good phone number for that person. And then also a good email address for that person. And then you're going to say how much does that owner own the company. And then you click on submit. And then just review one more time all of the ownership information. If you need to edit that, you can click the little box there and click on edit selected, and it will allow you to go back in and edit that information. And then you click on submit again, and then we will click on continue application. And then here it's asking you for the organizational documents and also the photo ID for the owner. And you'll need a copy of the front and the back of the photo. And that's something like a driver's license or a passport, something like that. And it's also important to note that when you are uploading documents, the documents need to be saved in a PDF or a JPEG file format. It cannot be something like an HEIC file format because we are not able to open those types of files. So again, only upload documents that are in a JPEG or PDF format. To upload the document, you'll click on upload, and then you're going to go find that document on your desktop. Then you click on that document and you click on open to add it to the application. And then now we also need the valid state or federally issued ID for the owner, and you're going to click on upload, and then you can see that both documents have been successfully uploaded. And then we'll click on continue application, and then one more time you'll be able to edit any information that you entered here. And if everything looks good, you're going to click read the oath of application, and you're going to click on that box and then click on continue application. And then last, we are going to enter in information about the actual building that the child care center is going to be at. So you click on start, and then here again, it's just verifying the address that you entered in for the building before. And then you click on continue application. And then here it's just telling you the documents that need to be uploaded. For this example, you will be able to say something about the location name. So a location name is a little different than a trade name. A location name could be something like Denver Public Schools has 14 different locations for their child care centers. And so it could be the company name is Denver Public Schools, and then the trade name is After School Program, and then the location could be location number 26. We will also ask for a zone use permit or an acknowledgement of zoning use permit. Please note that if you turn in an acknowledgement of zone use permit, that does not mean that you don't have to turn in a zone use permit eventually. It just gives you time to continue the application while you're waiting for the zone use permit to be issued. So just note that if you turn in the acknowledgement of zoning use permit, you still have to obtain a zone use permit. And then we also ask for a possession of property certificate or the complete lease for this location, and it needs to be valid for at least 90 days. And if it's a lease that's 200 pages, we need all 200 pages uploaded. And then we also need a floor plan, and be sure to look at the floor plan requirements for a child care center. We need the full area that children will be cared for. That area needs to be outlined in red, and then each room that a child is going to be cared for we need to know the ages of the children in that room. And then we need all of the exits and entrances for that location. But if you make sure that you follow the instructions for the floor plan requirements. And then we'll also need the on-site manager information. And that's somebody that's going to be there on a day-to-day basis. And we'll also need a copy of their valid state or federally issued ID. And another thing that I forgot to say is if you are renting the location, you will need a letter from the landlord plus the possession of property certificate or the lease. And then, so that just explains all of the documents that we're going to need. And then you click on continue application. And then here, like I said before, it's a location name. So I'm going to just, for this example, do location number. And then we're going to click on continue application. And then here it's asking you for the manager information. And again, their address and their birth date and their direct phone number as well. And that again needs to be a good phone number that we can reach them. And then the same with the email address and then their position. And then you click on submit. And then again, you just want to audit that and make sure that everything that you entered in is correct. And then you'll click on continue application. And then here it's asking you if you own or rent. For this example, we're going to say rent. And then you will need to put in the expiration date of the lease. And then you click on continue application. And that expiration date needs to match the expiration date on the document that you turned in. And here's where you're going to upload all of the documents that you need. So let's get ready and upload all of the documents. So the first one that we're going to upload is the zone use permit. So that box is next to the first one in line. So you click on upload and then you find that document on your computer and you click on that and you add that to the application. And then here, since we said that we rent the childcare center, the location, it asks for a letter from the landlord. So we'll want to make sure we upload that. So click on upload and find that letter from the landlord. And then you'll add that. And then the next thing we're going to upload is the possession of property certificate or the lease. So you click upload and then find that. And then you're going to upload the floor plan. And then you're going to upload the ID of the manager. And again, that's a valid state or federally issued ID. And it's the front and the back of that ID. And again, all of these documents need to be in a PDF or a JPEG format. And you can see everything was successfully uploaded. And then we're going to click on continue application. And one more time, we're going to edit all of that information. And if everything looks good, we're going to click on oath of application and check that box and click on continue application. And then here we have completed each section. And now we are going to submit the application package. So click on submit. All right, and then it's going to tell you that you need to pay. So here you can click on this second bullet point where it says click here to go to the record list and pay fees due. You can click there, or you'll get an email and it will tell you to go back here and pay. And then here it'll bring you back to the main page, and you can see here the records that were created for this application. And over here on the right hand side, you can see where it says pay fees due. And know that we will not begin to look at the application. It won't be submitted to us until the fees are paid. So you'll click on pay fees due, and this is going to take us to the payment screen, and it just tells you how much the application is based on the number of children that you had entered in before. And then you'll click on continue application. and it's going to redirect us to a third-party payment page. And then this is our shopping cart, and you are just going to click on checkout now, and then it takes you to the payment page, and you can either pay by a credit card or with a bank account. And for this example, we're going to pay by a credit card, and credit type, I'm going to switch it to a Visa card, and then enter in the credit card number, and then you're going to enter in the expiration date, and then the zip code, that is the zip code for the billing address of that credit card. And then you're going to click on complete transaction. And then this says that your transaction was completed successfully. Make sure that you print a copy of this page for your records. That's going to be a receipt for your records. We don't email or mail a copy of this receipt, so you'll need to make sure that you save a copy of this for your records. And then, so now the application has been submitted to Excise and Licenses, and it can take up to 7 to 10 business days for our licensing technicians to review that application. And if we need anything from you, we will email you that information that we need from you. And once everything has been approved, then you will either be issued an inspection notice, and if for some reason inspections aren't required for your application and everything else has been approved, we will email you a copy of the license. Or if inspections are required, you'll receive the inspection notice. You'll call for your inspections, get inspected. Once that has passed, then we will email you your license. Okay, so that concludes this video. I'd like to thank you for watching this Denver Excise and Licenses video, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.